So, P, let's begin. Blood and Glitter, your album, was released earlier than expected. In fact, rather hastily, if I judge from all the things that I received prior to the release. Did you do that because you decided to participate in the Eurovision contest and you wanted to have the album out uh, by then?
No,
No.
not at all. The album and Eurovision aren't connected to each other at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, the release with Blood and Glitter, the whole thing, how we did it with little to no pre-sale and
Uh-huh.
promo, we just wanted to do it that way because it's kind of counterintuitive to how the music industry works nowadays. Because with an album release, you usually have 3 to 6 months of promo and pre-sale, therefore. Um, and you release various singles up front, and we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to. We wanted to have the experience like you had when there was no internet, really, when you had to go to the store, buy a CD, buy an album, and then listen to the album and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see if that what how that works. If we basically said with that, we don't care about the charts, we don't care about sales numbers, we just wanted to keep it fresh also for us. But I mean, if you talk about an album month before it's released, you're basically done with the album. You don't want to talk about it anymore after so much promo. With Blood and Glitter, it still is fresh. It's like we just released it, and I'm still so excited about playing everything from that album. And what it has shown us, and it has shown other people that said, maybe that's not going to work how you wanted to do it. It does work. We had 6 days of pre-sale. 6 days.
You were number one in Germany.
We went to number one in Germany, which we didn't expect at all. We basically said we don't care about the charts, but yet we
It
went to
happened.
number one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that Avenged Sevenfold tried to do that with the album The Stage, but
yeah,
didn't succeed so much. They wanted to, let's say, ruin the music industry and do and release the album and announce the release of the album the day before, something like that. They
mm-hmm.
want to do that, but I don't think they had the success they wanted. So, and now they are releasing an album, and they have released the first single some months beforehand. So it seems
Yeah,
that they went back to the traditional forms of promotion. But in
yeah.
your case, it worked out, and it worked really good. How did the idea of trying to compete in order to represent Germany for the Eurovision Song Contest came about?
Um, it was more a question of why not try, because we were we have applied for Eurovision last year as well, because they wanted to do some things differently at Eurovision with picking their artists, and we knew that. And you might agree here that we are not the usual choice for Germany as artists. So we thought, like, okay, let's shoot our shot. I mean, if we are allowed to stay who we are and perform the way we are, look the way we want to, why wouldn't we take that stage? Because after all, it's a huge musical competition, a huge musical event, so to speak. And also, um, I think that we can bring something new and fresh to the table there, and that we're a bit different to everything that has been coming from Germany the past years. And therefore, um, maybe are a bit more interesting to people. Maybe not. I don't know, but we'll see. It worked in the preliminaries.
Yeah, and what do you expect from your participation in this context? Do you expect to expand your fan base? Because you have already been touring with Iron Maiden. We'll discuss about that later. You will tour with Iron Maiden again in this summer tour. So by this way, I mean, you have been expanding to the metal audience, and now with the Eurovision contest, you are going, I could say left or right, I don't know. If you have gone to the one direction with Iron Maiden, then you are going to the other direction with the Eurovision contest. So you will grab all audiences with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an expansion of people that we're reaching, because I mean, after all, and that's a pretty loaded term and sometimes a negatively perceived term, at the end, Eurovision is in the attention of the mainstream. It's everything that metal isn't, or metal shouldn't be for a lot of people. Some people are like, nah, metal isn't mainstream, it shouldn't be. Then again, I'm asking myself if we're a metal band or not. Who's to classify? Sure, there definitely are there are impulses of metal and influences with us in our band, but I don't think we're a metal band alone. So therefore, I think we have the ability to not only expand to a few audiences like the metal audience, Gothic audience, whatever, pop audience, mainstream audience, and I think we're able to find our place in all of these audiences. We'll see if that works. We'll see if that, or if, I don't know, but what I'm just looking forward to see that, to then see that come together at our shows, for example. When you're at one of our shows now,
and it would be a beautiful blend of
yeah,
a mixture of people. Who knows?
Exactly, that's what it's all about. I mean, when I see people in our audience that are like that, we have the Maiden fans now that are wearing their Maiden shirts coming to our show, basically showing us where they're coming from. We have super regular people there, like I don't know, the guy that works at the accountant's office next door. We have Gothics there. We have, I don't know, some scene core kids there. We have families there, which is super nice. I like seeing that blend, and maybe that blend will even get more diverse now in the future.
You won this the German competition called Unser Lied for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Our song for Liverpool. Is that okay? Haven't spoken German for
No.
for 20 plus years, but I
No,
remember.
but it's correct. Yeah.
I remember a few things, yeah. The basics.
Yeah.
But you won mostly because of the fans and not from the juries. Can you
That's
explain
correct.
us the whole system and tell the people how you end up winning this competition? Because the most important thing is the fans.
They're always the most important thing. And that proof was in that thing in Unser Lied for Liverpool, is that the fans ultimately decide who's going to Liverpool or not. I mean, I'm very aware of the fact that we have a loyal fan base, that they're very, very active, and that we're a very tight-knit community. That's growing bigger and bigger, but it always maintains very, very loyal, and they're the best. And they made it happen. Even without any jury votes, we would have placed first. And that says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the system in the Eurovision contest has slightly changed this year. Does it affect the fans, the fan votes, or the? Do you know about that system that has changed slightly for this year's
I
competition?
I haven't really paid attention to how that works exactly. I know that it still is a mixture, right, of jury and audience.
Yeah.
I don't know to which percentages, but still, audience has a voice. So I'm curious to see how that turns out for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Is it true that you are going to use a red pyro of rain of glitter in the final show? Is this something that you can reveal, or is it would be something a surprise or something for
Well, what I can say is that it won't be fake blood raining. We can't do that; it would be a mess. So we have to find a
ask
different.
Slayer to do so?
Yeah. But we can't do that on television. Raining blood, we can't do that. So we have to find something different that's red.
Okay, that would be fun to do to see. Um, which have been your most memorable songs or performances from the past Eurovision contest that you have watched?
Yeah. Not even only from the past, but to me, a song that stood out is the Måneskin song Ziti e Buoni. It is super good. So I just like this kind of music. I enjoy their whole attitude. Obviously Lordi in 2006, they were a shock to everyone. But great. And this year there are I looked at the performance of Kärja from Finland.
Mhm.
It's so good. It's the dancers that he has on stage. It's so unexpected.
It would be a
I
great
mean,
contender for you.
yeah, and I enjoy that. I mean, everyone who's going to Eurovision, you don't have to argue about whether they're good, get a good artist or not, that they're good at their craft or not. They all are. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. It's just a matter of taste, really.
Mhm.
And what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. And I really enjoy the weird factor that a lot of contestants have.
Do you agree that speaking about weirdness, Eurovision is a contest in which the weirdest one wins?
No, not always. Mm-mm. There are times where weird acts certainly win, but it's not the only factor that makes you win. It is a factor that makes you stand out, though.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I have to um access my charging cable.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there we are.
Okay.
So good. It's a factor that makes you stand out, though,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest follows a bit sometimes. And also with us, the appearance is very striking at first. You look at men in red shiny leggings with makeup and glitter everywhere. With Kärja, it's his weird hairdo and his green weird jacket. With Lordi, it was their costumes. but then again, you have acts like Loreen, for example, that won in 2012 already with Euphoria, which is just and
A great pop song, okay. It's a great pop song.
It's you I'm also saying that about her song now. You can't write a better pop song. You can only write a different one. It's just outstanding. So weird gets you a lot of attention, but there has to be something else there.
Yeah, because we've seen in Eurovision many weird performances, but nothing to do with music. It was just watching them for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
it's
still it's a
something you say,
singing
oh, look
contest.
at them, but you don't pay attention to the song because it's shitty. It didn't make any sense. That we have many examples of this. Speaking about weirdness and pop music, did I hear a Britney Spears a thing in the end of "Leave Your Hate in the Comments"?
Yeah.
How did you come up with this "Hate Me One More Time"?
Hate me, baby, one more time. The initial idea for the lyrics for "Leave Your Hate in the Comments" was to find more analogies, like "Hate me, baby, one more time." Blah 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 on your highway to hate. Instead of highway to hell, and we wanted to find more. We didn't that fit the lyrics and the topic, but that was the whole idea. But we kept these two, and the "Hate Me Baby One More Time" was just, we thought it'd be a great quote at the end, a great nod
for those who pay attention to what's going on in the lyrics section of the songs. So you're touring. We said that you have been touring and you will tour with Iron Maiden. Is it true that Steve Harris handpicked you to be the opening act on the tour?
That's true. That's true. We asked him why when we had the opportunity to, and the reason behind that is that he has seen a music video of ours on YouTube. It was the video for Black Halo, and he looked at that video and he looked at another video on this rock, and he sent that to his son, who's also in a band. Asked him if he also thinks that if that's cool, and they were both agreeing on the fact that apparently it's cool, and that's how he had picked us and made the decision to forward this decision to his booking agent, and then his booking agent or their booking agent called our booking agent. That's how that happened. So it's a complete choice of Steve. Yeah.
And it was really cool. How did you see the Greek show? The show in Greece. It's the first time that you had played here in our country. How did you? What was your experience from your? Apart from the Greek cans that Bruce said about the the pyros and all that things.
Yeah, that happened. But on that note, it was super crazy to see that I was in the audience during Fear of the Dark, and all of a sudden the whole stadium went red because of the pyro, the flares. And that was such a cool moment. I have videos on my phone, and when I look at them, I instantly get goosebumps because, first of all, that's my favorite Maiden song. And the whole stadium singing along, filled in red color, was something very emotional as well. It was such a cool moment. And
I think that Bruce agreed with you.
I mean, it's not really okay to say bad words to people that come to your show. I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I wasn't involved in anything of that. I was just hearing that from the seats and was like,
of course, there are different perspectives, different angles
yeah, exactly.
of seeing things, and there were two groups of people here in Greece saying, "Oh, these guys are assholes," or "These guys they were right about that," and it goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't think it makes any sense to continue doing that.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
Doesn't make any sense to talk about this thing. Do you feel that Gothic audience is limiting you because you have made this opening? I don't think, personally, I don't think you are a Gothic metal band. I think you are far more than this.
And thanks for saying that. I also think that we're far more than this.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, there are still people who put us in that box and still see us as a Gothic band. But I don't feel limited by it because we are constantly proving ourselves that we're far more than that. And as I said, with audiences, we are already getting people from various places, from various scenes. And I think we're not a Gothic band since, I don't know, never fully been one, but we're actually not one anymore since 2014 when we put out La Bomba. That was breaking with the scene, not intentionally, but as I said, I think I said it, we like to try new things, and we strongly believe in the fact that there are only limitations to what you do when you set them for yourselves, and we don't really like to set them. So if we want to make an album that's super 70s and 80s with the elements of heavy guitars and screaming, then we do that. And the result was Blood and Glitter, which was very different to its predecessor, Judas.
If you ask me, the refrains of songs like Absolute Attitude or No Respect for Disrespect are totally pop songs with heavy guitars and electronic, which I found great. I mean,
thanks.
This mixture to my ears is great, and perhaps you should make a whole record like that. It might be an even better, bigger success for you.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows? But
who knows?
It's something that makes you different from the other bands that play that kind of music.
Thanks for saying that. I mean, the main thing for us is when we write music is that we're writing the music that we like best with the tools that we have. And when there's a song coming out that's essentially a pop song with heavy guitars, great. If we want to write a super heavy song where there's only screaming, we'll do that.
Like, leave your hate in the comments.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
What's lots of screams and all that things.
It's a super heavy song, yeah. Also, The Future of the Past Life featuring Marcus Bischoff from Heaven Shall Burn. That's a super heavy song.
Yeah.
And
the cover song of Roxette. And the cover song of Roxette.
Yeah, that's the contrast to that.
Yeah.
With Blümchen.
Yeah. The other face of Lord of the Lost.
Exactly.
You have released many albums in a small amount of time, including these Swan Song albums and 4 live albums. Do you feel so productive, so you create music and you create different music in your albums? What makes you be so creative and productive? And releasing so many albums in such a small amount of time?
I can't really tell you what makes us this creative or whatever, or I don't know, inspired. I don't know what I mean. I can't really explain creativity or inspiration. I mean, science has tried to explain creativity for years,
Yeah.
didn't make it.
Were you afraid that it might be counterproductive for you to release so many albums?
No,
Hmm?
no, because it's something that we want to do, and we're convinced by it that if we want to do it, we should do it. And just holding it back just for the fact that it might be too much doesn't feel right. And also that, for example, the Swan Songs stuff is so vastly different to everything else that we're doing. It's acoustic albums with an orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different. It's a different band almost within a band.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole contrast and the differences, that's what keeps it interesting, and that's what lets us be productive at that pace, because we're not doing the same thing over and over again. We're always doing something different, and I guess that's what keeps up the creativity.
Okay, so P, or let's stabilize the
Yeah.
the picture because my camera is doing a few. Okay,
Oh,
so
there we go.
P or 3.14. That's all for me. I from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best of success. May you be the next Lordi